Okay, I'm going to call the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting for Tuesday, August the 12th, 2025 to order. I'm going to call the roll. Alderman Barnhill.
Here.
Alderman Blanton. Here. Alderman Caesar. He's somewhere here. Alderman Peterson.
Here.
Alderman Berger.
Present.
Alderman Brown.
Present.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Present.
Alderman Baggett.
Present.
And the mayor's here. We'll begin with invocation. I'll ask Alderman Barnhill if he would lead the invocation. I'll lead the Pledge of Allegiance following that. So if we'd all please stand. Alderman Barnhill, please.
Would you bow, please? Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight. Thank you for this opportunity that we have of meeting here. We know that there are many decisions that we will make this evening. Many people will have different opinions, but we realize that we are a nation that will come together, and we know that we have freedoms that many other countries do not have. We ask that you be with the first responders of this community. We know that they protect those freedoms that we have, but we also ask that you be with each of us tonight as aldermen, as citizens. Give us, as aldermen, strength. Give us spiritual guidance as we make decisions that ultimately will affect the direction in which the city will grow. This prayer we offer in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. The next item on the agenda is to set the order of the agenda. Are there any changes? I recognize Alderman Brown.
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to move number 19 on the agenda to before number 13. And I'd like to move number 33 on the agenda to before number 6. 19 to before number 13 and number 33 to before number 6.
Okay. Appropriate motion.
Second.
Appropriate motion is second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to citizen comments. I do have three citizens that want to speak to this body on items not on the agenda. I'll ask them to come up right now. They have 90 seconds. Daryl I had it a minute ago in my mind. Vlokowski, Joanne Lascavio, and Beth Krolik. You have 90 seconds each. Please come on. Right here.
Oh, okay,
Say your name, address,
okay.
90 seconds.
Daryl Witkowski, 5111 Aberley Lane, Franklin, Tennessee. Just a couple of things I wanted to bring up. I know y'all are talking about a lot of development off of Arno Road. Arno Road is, a two-lane highway over in part of that area, and people cut through all the time now. A lot of accidents. The corner cross street of Arno Road and Trinity Paytonsville Road, we almost need a stop sign or a four-way stop, or a traffic light would be better. It's impossible to make left-hand turns or go straight across Trinity Paytonsville if you need to, especially during morning rush hour traffic and evening traffic, as well as school traffic. There have been many accidents almost occurring, so I just want to bring that up. I know everybody always likes to build, and have lots of development, but I think we have to think about infrastructure and highways and whatnot first. So traffic is a big concern with that. The other thing is, I think having apartments and fourplexes and townhomes in the middle of a country where there's cows, horses, and whatnot, where we were supposed to have 5-acre parcels, and now those are being subdivided. That's not why people moved here, and it just looks really out of place. Again, you're going to have multi-families, which is going to bring more cars on the road, which is going to bring more traffic problems and parking. That's all I have. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Joan Lascavio. I live at 800 Vintage Green Lane, Unit 303. It's behind, off of Columbia, behind Chick-fil-A, the new condos that have been built since 2021. When I moved in, we were told about the police department having target practice, so that's a known noise. We were told about the fire department having practice back there, in addition to the I guess it's dispensing going on back there. But the one thing that we were not told about by our realtor is the SRM Concrete Company has these horns that are going off for 30 seconds a time at least. There's people in my community who have recorded these, sent them in, turned them into our aldermen. How do we get that stopped? And then this afternoon, I actually called SRM to find out what's the purpose of the horn. Why does it have the duration to be 30 or 40 seconds? It's happening in the wee hours of the morning, all throughout the day. It's piercing. It is piercing, and I can't even get an answer from them out of what is the purpose of it. Because if it's a warning for some reason, why does it have to be that loud? What can be done to mitigate this so that we shouldn't have to endure this where we live. And if it's going to continue, well, another thing, why did they allow building where we are that close to this if this is going to continue? There's got to be some other way to warn people, whether it be flashing lights or whatever. I mean, it's,
Finish up, please.
yeah, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're going to hear it again, my friend.
Hi.
Come on, Beth,
Hi.
please.
Can this? Okay, I'm
Can I
short.
get it down here?
Yeah, there we go. I'm short. I've been in Franklin 8 short weeks, and I'm disheveled because I haven't slept in 8 weeks. Beth Krolik. My name is Beth Krolik. I also live at Shadow Green, 800 Vintage Green Lane, Unit 205. And again, I haven't slept in a good night's sleep in 8 weeks because I was never told about these horns. This document, which, Patrick, I sent this to your email this afternoon, and many of the city officials, I've been in contact with them for the last about 5-6 weeks, back and forth. This document came to my attention today. One of the other homeowners prepared this and has this up in all of our lobbies. I took it, I scanned it, I sent it to the city officials that I've been on the email threads with, and this document tells it all. These horns, I characterize them as sirens or warning signals, but they are loud, they are all night long, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, they're every 15 minutes, anywhere between 8 seconds and 30 seconds, all night long. And when they're not going all night long, they start at 4 in the morning. And they wake us all up, and I can't get back to sleep. And like I said, I love Franklin. I moved here from another state just to be here. And I love my community, and we have to solve this problem. So I'm here begging you to solve this problem. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is communications with the Williamson County Commission or any other communications. I did notice we had some county commissioners here, and so I don't miss anybody. If you're a county commissioner or another elected official that wants to be recognized, please raise your hand so folks will, yeah, thank you, Commissioner. We'll now go to approval of the minutes. We're approving the minutes of the work session of July the 8th, 2025, and the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting of July 8th, 2025. Consider a motion.
Move for approval.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Who was the second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Peterson. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We have 2 proclamations tonight. The first proclamation is for Clint Gnoble, and I would ask his family to come up. welcome to ride up, Mr. Granola. How'd you get the fire chief to roll you around? First question. Well, I appreciate one of our designers, Greg Gamble, bringing this to my attention and asking for this proclamation to be read before the citizens of Franklin and the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. And this is in memoriam for Richard Clinton Clint Gnoble. Whereas the city of Franklin was deeply saddened by the passing of Richard Clinton Clint Gnoble April 6, 2025 at the age of 51, and extends heartfelt condolences to his wife Renessa and the Grenoble family. Whereas born in Nashville October 20th, 1973, Clint graduated from Franklin High School in 1991, earned a bachelor's degree in ornamental horticulture, that's a lot of words, from the University of Tennessee in 1996, and obtained a master's degree in landscape architecture from Louisiana State University in 1999. And whereas for more than 2 decades, Clint practiced as a landscape architect at Land Design and the Edge Group, dedicating his professional life to the design and creation of outdoor spaces that enhance community well-being and foster connections. And whereas throughout his career, Clint worked on hundreds of projects aimed at promoting health, happiness, and community through thoughtful design, most notably within the city of Franklin. His contributions include master plan developments such as Lockwood Glen, Gateway Village, Reed Hill Commons, Barclay Place, Grant Park, the Preserve at Echo Estates, Millgate at Ralston Lane, Echelon, the Garden Club, Legends Ridge, and Stream Valley. Whereas Clint further enriched Franklin's civic and spiritual landscape by contributing his talents to the design and planning of Franklin High School, St. Philip Catholic Church, St. Paul's Episcopal Church, the Elks Lodge, and Legacy Academy. And whereas Clint's creativity, dedication, and vision have profoundly shaped the physical and social fabric of Franklin, benefiting thousands of residents and visitors. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, and the esteemed Board of Mayor and Aldermen, do hereby proclaim our profound appreciation for the life and work of Richard Clint Gnoble, and invite all citizens to honor his contributions, celebrate his memory, and carry forward his legacy by cherishing and enhancing the vibrant outdoor spaces he so thoughtfully helped to create. I'm going to ask Alderman Baggett if he might come down and join me here at the podium. We're going to recognize Dr. Kenneth Dodge here in just a moment. And I think Dr. Dodge is finding out tonight, while some of his patients, who may be some of our aldermen and employees, he wonders why they had heartburn and headaches. Come on up and have your family join you, Ken. Oh, good. A great crowd. Oh, yeah. Whereas the city of Franklin, Tennessee expresses deep gratitude for citizens like Dr. Kenneth Dodge, who dedicate their lives to the health and well-being of our community. And whereas Dr. Dodge, a graduate of the Ohio State University and Wright State University Boonshoff School of Medicine, began his family practice in Franklin in 1986, building a legacy of patient-centered care rooted in compassion, listening, and long-term relationships. Whereas nearly 40 years of service have included not only thousands of patients, but also dedicated partnership with Dr. Joe Willoughby, leadership within medical staff committees, and decades of clinical excellence at Williamson Health. And whereas Dr. Dodge's influence extends beyond the clinic through teaching roles, professional memberships, including the American Medical Association and the American Academy of Family Practice, and active engagement in broader wellness and community efforts. And whereas his devotion to his family, his beloved wife, 3 children, and grandchildren mirrors the deep compassion he has shown his patients, while his zest for life has inspired many through his love of biking, hiking, racquetball, camping, and generous community service. Whereas Dr. Dodge leaves behind a legacy of healing, mentorship, neighborly care that will continue to shape Franklin for generations to come. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, Mayor of the City of Franklin, and the esteemed Board of Mayor and Aldermen, do hereby recognize and proclaim the City of Franklin's appreciation for Dr. Kenneth Dodge's many years of service to our community and wish him a happy retirement.
All the other patients? Thank you, Dr. Dodge. You're the best. Thank you.
We're going to go now to miscellaneous reports. Are there any miscellaneous reports? Mr. Stuckey, while you give your report, I'm going to actually walk back.
All right. I just have 2 things I want to touch on. One is an exciting event coming up in the next week, actually a week from today at 4 p.m. We will cut a ribbon on the restored, renovated, enhanced main barn at Harlansdale Farm. It's a great example of one of the things we talk about all the time, which is balancing preservation and progress. And that's exactly what we're doing, preserving, extending the life of that iconic barn, but also enhancing what we can do to give more activities and engagement to the community in that great structure and in that beautiful park and farm and historic farm. So we're excited to cut that ribbon. It'll be 4 o'clock on August 19th, and everyone's invited to come join us. And then I want to make an introduction. We have a new team member that I'd like to introduce. Sky Gerhardt is in her first meeting here with us. She is our new management fellow. She'll be working out of the city administrator's office and with our Office of Budget and Performance. She comes to us as a graduate of the University of Tennessee, both undergraduate but also recently completing a master's in public administration. And we're very proud of this management fellow program that gives folks entering a public service career an opportunity to learn about local government and what we do and how we do it, and they are a great resource to our team and in serving the community. I'll also add that Sky is also a native of the Dayton, Ohio area, so we have that in common as well. But we want to welcome Sky to our team and to her first meeting. They're not all quite this well attended, but we're glad to have you here, and welcome, Sky.
Okay, any other miscellaneous reports? Seeing none, we'll go to the consent agenda. And all items under the consent agenda are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature by the governing body. They will be approved as recommended by committee or staff by one motion of the governing body. We're looking at items 36 and 37 tonight. Entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts, excuse me, and Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to item number 6, which I would ask for a deferral to the September 9th, 2025 meeting. This is ordinance 2025-15 to amend section 5703.
Point of order, Mayor Moore.
Move that number 33 up, Mayor.
I believe.
Oh, I'm
that-
sorry. Thanks for pointing that out. I had 33 written there. I just couldn't read it. So item number 33 is consideration of appointments to the Development Services Advisory Commission. And the folks that I recommended to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen are Claudia Zauza, Daniel Jones, and Mike Hathaway. So I'd entertain a motion to approve their appointment.
Move for approval.
Thank you. Second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson. Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Now we'll go to item 6, which was the deferral of 2025-15, which is the increase in hotel motel tax from 4 to 5%. I'd ask for a motion to defer to September the 9th, 2025.
So moved.
Thank you. Seconded by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 7, this is a public hearing. Consideration of Resolution 2024-79, a resolution to amend the Special Assessment District for sanitary sewer improvements into Monticello subdivision area.
Move for approval?
Second.
This is a public hearing.
Oh, sorry, Mayor.
Is anybody going to present from, seeing none, does anybody want to comment on the item? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing. Now entertain a motion. Thank Alderman Brown.
Yes, move for approval, Mayor.
Second.
Second by Alderman Peterson. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 8, this is a public hearing, consideration of Resolution 2025-46, a resolution amending the 555 Franklin Road PUD subdivision to extend the vesting rights for the property located west of Franklin Road, south of Gateway Court, located at 555 Franklin Road. Joey?
Thank you and good evening. The request is to extend the vesting period by a total of 36 months from October 10th of this year until October 10th of 2028 to allow the applicant to secure any necessary permits and commence site preparation. The development plan for the 555 Franklin Road PUD subdivision was approved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen on October 10th of 2022. The plan includes a mix of age-restricted, multifamily, and continuum of care uses. Overall, it was approved for 120 multifamily units and 142,500 square feet of non-residential space. The project had one modification of standards that was recommended for approval by staff with conditions of the overall development plan. The MOS that was approved was a request to reduce the required 18-inch foundation at the front facade for the multifamily building type at grade level for better ADA accessibility. A site plan for the 555 Franklin Road PUD subdivision was approved in May of 2023. However, no building permits have been secured for the site at this time. The applicant is committed to offering senior housing on the site and intends to pull permits and begin site preparation by early 2026. In reviewing the plans against the current city regulations, the current plan generally complies. The differences in today's ordinance versus the vested ordinance are minor and could be incorporated into the design without major changes to the plan. The sewer capacity for this project has been accounted for in water management models. Traffic volumes in the area have increased, negatively impacting the level of service on adjacent roadways and consequently the required off-site improvements. Additionally, the Board, Mayor, and Aldermen have approved an increase in the road impact fees since the approval of this plan to better support the city's ability to pay for much-needed infrastructure. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this resolution by a vote of 9-0. Staff recommends that the Board, Mayor, and Aldermen approve Resolution 2025-46 if they determine that the continuation of vested rights is in the best interest of the community. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Is there anyone who wants to speak to this body on this matter? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing, entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Brown, second by Alderman Blanton. Any discussion?
Go ahead, Doug.
Just to confirm, this is, new sewer is being built as part of this agreement with this development, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Mayor, I reached out to the church and church leadership, and this was one that we worked with ahead of time, ahead of those changes, and this is big for Clearview Baptist and the land there, and that church, and overall, a good thing for the community.
Okay, any other comments? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 9, this is a public hearing, consideration of ordinance 2025-10, an ordinance to rezone 19.43 acres from Civic Institutional District to Heavy Industrial District for the property located north of Century Court and west of Beasley Drive at 408 Century Court.
Thank you. The applicant is requesting to rezone the property from Civic Institutional to Heavy Industrial as part of a larger plan to renovate the existing Williamson County Justice System campus. The property consists of 19.43 acres and is located at 408 Century Court. Envision Franklin places this parcel in the Industrial Flex design concept. While Industrial Flex does not outright support any new heavy industrial uses, the Williamson County Justice System is not requesting any new uses on the property. And the Heavy Industrial District maintains their current operations and allows for enhancements of the facilities. The Heavy Industrial Zoning District is also the only district that permits correctional facilities. So due to the continuation of an existing use and the unique circumstances of the scope of work and services provided to the community, staff does recommend approval of this rezoning request. So with that, staff recommends approval of ordinance 2025-10 as did Planning Commission. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Does anyone want to speak to this body about this item? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing, entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Second.
Second by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 10, this is public hearing, consideration resolution 2025-44, resolution adopting a plan of services for the annexation of property located west of Lewisburg Pike, south of Henpeck Lane at 1288 Lewisburg Pike with the city of Franklin.
Thank you. The plan of services outlines how infrastructure will need to be provided to serve the property of a little over 10.5 acres. The property is non-contiguous to city limits, but it is within the southern portion of the Franklin urban growth boundary. The property includes one parcel and lies within the Goose Creek Basin as defined in the City of Franklin Sanitary Sewer Basin Study. The basin is identified as a short-term annexation capability area. Water availability will be provided by HB and TS. The draft plan of services details no major concerns in providing infrastructure and services to the property. No additional personnel or equipment will be necessary for fire, police protection, or sanitation. An easement crossing a neighboring property would need to be established by the applicant at their expense in order to serve the property with sanitary sewer. Staff recommends approval of Resolution 2025-44, as did Planning Commission. Happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone want to speak to this body? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing. I'd entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second. Thank you, Alderman Baggett, seconded by Alderman Caesar. Thank you. Any discussion?
One comment while we got everybody in the room. A lot of times we hear about non-contiguous annexations. You might have seen that on social media and how that is, abhorrent. This is actually one that, and why the tool exists, so that we can do things. This is a church who cannot grow any further, cannot make adjustments to their church body adjacent to Berry Farms. So non-contiguous annexations can sometimes be good things. So I think there's a lot of people out there that vilify annexations. Obviously, we're here tonight, right? A lot of folks here. But I will tell you that they're used for good in a lot of ways throughout the city, and this is a good example of those.
Any other comments? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 11, this is a public hearing, consideration resolution 2025-45, resolution to annex one property consisting of 10.58 acres located west of Lewisburg Pike, south of Henpeck Lane, 1288 Lewisburg Pike, and not adjoining the city limits within the southern part of the Franklin urban growth boundary. Joey,
I'm back.
you're back.
You'll see me a lot tonight. So. The property being considered for annexation is non-contiguous to the city limits, but is within the southern limits of the city's urban growth boundary. The subject property is requesting annexation within the neighborhood commercial design concept as defined by Envision Franklin Land Use Plan. It is the intention of the applicant to maintain the existing use on the property as a church campus. Institutional uses are supported within the neighborhood commercial design concept. Staff recommends approval of 2025-45, as does Planning Commission. Thank you.
Does anyone want to speak to this body on this item? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing, entertain a motion.
Sir, I move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Second.
Second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to item number 12. This is consideration of ordinance 2025-17, an ordinance to zone 10.58 acres civic institutional district for the property located west of Lewisburg Pike, south of Henpeck Lane at 1288 Lewisburg Pike. Joey?
Thank you. The subject property is currently zoned MGA 1, which is a county zoning district. And Envision Franklin places this parcel into the neighborhood commercial design concept. The property currently contains the Gateway Franklin Church campus, and it is the congregation that is requesting to be annexed into the city. And Envision Franklin supports institutional uses such as church campuses within this design concept. The zoning as proposed is consistent with the recommendations of Envision Franklin. Staff recommends approval of ordinance 2025-17, as does Planning Commission. Thank you.
And does anyone want to speak to this body during the public hearing? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. Entertain a motion.
Sir, I move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Second.
Second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. As we set the order of the agenda, we'll now look at item number 19, which is consideration of City of Franklin contract number 2025-0041, an interlocal agreement for the non-contiguous annexation between Williamson County, Tennessee and the City of Franklin for the performance of road work for portions of Hillview Lane and Coleman Road. Alderman Brown, you're recognized.
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion to a second.
Second.
Second to the Vice Mayor. Any discussion?
I'm going to save my comments for the next item, Mayor, on this, but it'll be connected.
Oh,
Mayor, you got somebody to put
Rob Dodson, 1178 Hillview Lane. I don't understand why approval of an interlocal agreement for a project that hasn't been approved would be moved ahead of the consideration of the project on the agenda by Alderman Brown. It doesn't make any sense to me that there would be an approval by this board.
Sorry, point of order,
of an
Mr. Mayor.
interlocal agreement.
Have you opened the floor for public comment at this time?
I have not at this time, but I'll allow him to finish up and say your piece.
There's no public comment on this item.
I haven't asked for public comment on this item at this point in
I
time.
thought you were about to vote, so that's why I started speaking. I didn't mean to jump
On
in.
item 19,
Yes.
what was your name again?
Rob Dodson.
And I think all of them that I had were items 13 through 15. Where the
Well, I
public comments
intended
were.
it to be all of the Hillview Lane items, or Mayor, but
You-
but the fact that this one got put in front of all the other ones was
Yes,
just
sir,
very odd
that's the
to
choice of
me.
the, yes, sir, that was the choice of the board to arrange the order of the thing. So, do you have any other comments you want to make?
Just that it makes no sense that this Board of Aldermen and Mayor would approve an interlocal agreement with the county when they haven't even considered the issue that would make this interlocal agreement necessary. I don't understand it.
Mayor,
Typically, we don't rebut or discuss with public speakers. You may make your public comment.
I'd like to go ahead and make a comment then
Okay,
on this
make
item,
your
Mayor.
public comment.
I'll go ahead and explain why I moved for approval and why I moved this. My understanding, and I think this will be really clear for everybody, my understanding is the county is not approving this interlocal. My understanding is there's not a sponsor and there's no approvals for it. We have two actions to take. We have an approval of an interlocal and we have an approval of a development plan, rezoning, and annexation. I don't think this board should be approving a development plan, an annexation, and a zoning if there is no development plan to approve. If there's no zoning to approve, there's no annexation to approve. The reality is, if they don't approve the interlocal, there is no second access. There is no Coleman Road. There is no development plan. It has to be redone. It has to go back for another access point. There is no development plan to approve. So we need the county to weigh in on the interlocal. For us to weigh in on a development plan is voting for a plan that doesn't have an interlocal agreement approved. It is premature for us to vote on a development plan that doesn't have approval by the county to do. My understanding from our city attorney and from our staff is it would be premature for us to vote on a plan that doesn't have a county approval of an interlocal agreement. It is a plan without a county approval to connect to Coleman Road. So my opinion is, let's get the county approval. It's almost like saying, they have one action take, we have two action takes. It's almost like saying, building a bicycle, like going out to ride a bicycle without a wheel on it. I mean, really and truly, that's what we're trying to do here. My goal is to say, let's ask the county to tell us whether or not they're going to give us an interlocal agreement to connect to Coleman Road. And if they're not, then we got to start all over on that development plan. We got to start all over on this whole ask, or it dies, plain and simple. So let's ask the county what they're going to do. Let's ask the Highway Commission what they're going to do, and then we can consider whether or not there's a development plan to be reviewed.
So you're deferring all the other.
Sir,
Correct.
Deferring everything.
sir,
It is going to be my recommendation when we get here. Now, the board may vote differently, but it's going to be my recommendation to defer everything out until we hear from the county on whether or not they're going to approve an interlocal. Because my understanding is if they don't approve an interlocal, there is nothing to approve for us. Or we approve it, and then it doesn't go anywhere.
Vice Mayor, recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to direct a question to our attorney, Shauna Billingsley.
Go ahead.
Shauna, could you please confirm the details that Alderman Brown just presented and what that process looks like?
So the state law does say that when there's non-contiguous property, an interlocal is required. You just saw one before this where, we're talking feet. There's nothing that we can talk about, and we already serve from Henpeck Road down to Berry Farm. So we're already on that road, we're already dealing with that. This is different, and Coleman Road is very important to the development. We do have a condition that limits how much development can happen until Coleman Road is developed. But if the county won't let us maintain it or improve it, and/or won't let the developer develop it or maintain it or improve it, we're kind of stuck. And in this case, an interlocal is definitely required. We know we've presented it to the county, and we're just waiting. But what Alderman Brown said is correct.
And as a follow-up to that question, how many do you know off record, do you know the schedule for the votes required by the county, how many readings it may take, or is it just one reading, and when might that be?
Yeah, just one, but it takes two bodies, so it has to go to the Highway Commission first and then the County Commission.
So the specific dates for that, as we understand it, would be September 3rd would be the Highway Commission consideration, and September 8th would be the Board of County Commissioners consideration. As Alderman Brown referenced, there needs to be a sponsor. I don't know that there is one yet, but that's how that would lay out. And we would recommend from a staff perspective that you don't take at least any final action until you have the answer of the question, the interlocal, and if that's feasible to do, because otherwise you've got to it's got to be rethought completely from the development side and what you may need to anticipate from traffic impact, all the other elements that are involved. So that's really where we are. It's up to you in terms of your comfort on where you vote on a second reading, but certainly would not recommend you take action before you know the answers to these questions.
And as a follow-up to Administrator Stuckey's comments, if I'm checking your calendar, if the Highway Commission has to meet on September the 3rd, if the Williamson County Commission has to then vote on it or review it, vote on it on September the 18th, the earliest, 8th, excuse me, on the 8th, let me change my calendar. If they're going to review it on the 8th, then the earliest it would be back before this body would actually be September the 22nd.
23rd would be what we would recommend. You have a meeting the very next day on the 9th, but the 23rd would be probably more appropriate given you would just have their action less than 24 hours before your meeting. I would think that would probably make more sense in terms of how you want to lay out a schedule.
So possibly the 23rd.
Yes.
If not, then the next meeting would actually be on, I'm just looking at the calendar here, October the 14th.
14th, yes. Correct.
And a lot of times the county likes us to take action first, which may help getting a sponsor. It is our interlocal, it is our ask. So that might also help.
I'm good.
May I make-
I've got Alderman Barnhill, then I've got Alderman Caesar, then I'll recognize Alderman Baggins.
Mayor, I realize that we're not necessarily following procedure or protocol. I do think we have a county commissioner that has indicated he would like to say something.
We can't hear you.
I do think we have.
I'd
a
ask the county commissioner to come up to the
Yes,
microphone.
please.
And recognize, say who you are and,
Yeah, my name's Bill Petty. I'm County Commissioner, District 10. And the way our system works is you have to have a resolution in 2 weeks before the meeting. That would be on August 26th. So if we didn't get it till September 3rd, it would be a late filed. And any late filed resolution that we get can be stopped by two commissioners to say, no, we're not going to see it. So if you want to make sure that it's on the 8th, you're going to have to get it in by the 26th of September of August.
thank you, Mr. Petty, for the clarification.
That was mine.
Yeah, Alderman Caesar?
Yeah, I appreciate Alderman Brown bringing this up and shedding some light on it. I'm disappointed that we didn't know this at a meeting a month ago. And you know, I know that there's a lot of folks who are here who are interested in this. It puts me and all of us, I think, in an interesting position where we can choose to take action and move forward with a property and make decisions on a property that really we can't have happen if we don't have access to it. And it makes all the sense in the world not to move forward with this until we hear back from the commission if they are even going to honor the interlocal agreement. So on behalf of myself, I apologize to the folks who came out tonight. Thank you for coming and being engaged. I would also say that while I understand Coleman is one of the roads, is portions of Hillview also county road that we would need an interlocal agreement with in order for this to move forward? Yes. So we should probably defer this until we get kind of a comprehensive understanding of what we need from the county in order to really have this discussion. And I'm disappointed that we potentially wasted a bunch of time discussing this and hope that we get better clarity moving forward. I would support Alderman Brown's motion and also, if he chooses not to, would entertain deferring this until we have better clarity from the county.
I've got Alderman Baggett next.
Thank you, Mayor. I echo, I think what makes me, and we got kind of some of this correspondence today, and that's fine because that's what we had, but I do think I feel all the energy that the residents have put into this, and Hillview Lane and all the, I mean, goodness gracious, Facebook probably has had millions more posts because of this thing, and it is frustrating, and I apologize, like Alderman Caesar, that has happened, and you've come tonight. It also, I don't like it because I've also done a lot of work with the Hillview residents, and really, really tried to understand and get some solutions that I think would have been, hopefully, if the other folks we could have fixed some things, or like I said in work session, wouldn't have voted for it. We did the work, y'all did the work, and we need to do a post-mortem of this and understand in the future, when we have properties in this situation, how we can work with the county collaboratively earlier on. I'm not saying anything was done wrong. I do think, though, that none of us and none of the community really needs to. I just think we needed to have a circle up after this and really understand how we can do this differently, because, I mean, here we are.
Let me just clarify for you. This is communication we got yesterday.
Yeah.
From the attorney representing the county. This isn't something that's been held out from you. This is something we found out yesterday from their attorney. This interlocal has been in front of you for a month and a half. But we understand. We share that with that frustration with you. But I think you got to think through, how did the pieces connect? And that's where we are. And as Shauna referenced, many times the interlocal is deemed unnecessary by the county, and we move forward. In this case, logically, it does make sense in terms of the access and the areas that involve areas that aren't in our UGB and how things connect and how we need to operate. So I apologize for that, but you got information pretty much as soon as we got it in terms of where we landed on this.
Go ahead.
This was the last comment. When this does go to the county commission, and all of you all, I'm sure, will be in attendance, you now have a solution for the county to pay for to fix Hempeck Lane and Coleman Road and Columbia Avenue. So I would advocate with your county commissioners to go ahead and get that taken care of as well, because you know that now that that intersection can be improved. So add that to the agenda.
Before I recognize Alderman Brown, we still have a number of public hearings tonight, and we have all these speaker cards, and so people will be able to speak to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen that turned in speaker cards. So just to clarify that all these public hearings will still be held. Alderman Brown.
I just wanted to say the same clarification, that literally a renewed ask to commissioners looking for sponsors went out. This has all happened within the last 24 hours. Clarification about whether or not it mattered or not literally has just happened. So it wasn't like we've been sitting on this for weeks. Understanding how this interlocal worked, whether or not the county was going to support it or not, has literally been within literally the last day or so trying to figure this out. So if there would have been knowledge to know to say, hey, this isn't going to happen, believe me, I would have loved to not had everybody be here today and have to take time out of your day. But I also don't think it makes sense for us to cast a vote on something that at the end of the day the county's not going to take up. And I think we should absolutely rethink a plan if it's not a plan that works today.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Question for Shauna. Shauna, for clarification, does the county need a recommendation from the city of Franklin for their consideration, or is this just we're placing that out there?
You mean for the interlocal?
Yes.
I mean, a lot of times when we work with the county, they do, especially if it's our ask, they do want us to approve it first. We don't have to do it that way. I mean, it's preference, but I do think it might be stronger if we have actually approved it. Because right now, it's just an interlocal that both bodies are considering. And because they don't have a sponsor, maybe us approving it will make that happen faster or easier. I'm not really sure. It's not required, but I'm just thinking maybe that could help.
Okay.
Typically, how it works.
Yeah,
Okay.
typically.
Do you have a follow-up?
I did. If this did move forward, my request is that we make sure that we communicate the dates and the process out to the citizens, especially those that are here tonight. Well, not just those that are here, but in general, we need to communicate that. And yeah, sorry for everybody that's here tonight if this moves forward and we have to go to the county.
Alderman Barnhill.
Alderman Brown's motion was to move it up. It has not been a motion made to approve or disapprove, has it?
Yes.
Okay, so if we disapprove, If we disapprove, that's basically killing, there's no reason for the county to act if we disapprove this particular motion.
I motion to approve the interlocal, to send it to them.
And when we set the agenda, he moved
Okay.
item 19.
Yeah. All right,
forward.
item 19 moves. Okay.
Any other comments? You ready to vote on item 19? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
No.
Alderman Peterson.
No.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
So it passes 6-2. Item number 13, this is a public hearing. Consideration resolution 2025-24, resolution adopting a plan of services for annexation of property located west of Hillview Lane, north of Coleman Road. Okay, thank you for letting me know. We're now on item 13, consideration of resolution 2025-24, resolution adopting a plan of services for the annexation of property located west of Hillview Lane, north of Coleman Road at 1247 Hillview Lane by the city of Franklin.
With this new information, would you like staff presentations, or I don't know what the general consensus is for the next 4 items?
I think that's up to the board whether they want to hear your presentation. If not, I understand that.
Do we need a
Aren't these
motion?
public hearings?
No.
Would you like us to describe the item?
Yeah, maybe just describe the item, then I'll allow the public hearing to move forward with everybody that wants to speak.
Sure. So this is for the plan of services. The applicant is requesting a plan of services for property located at 1247 Hillview Lane. This resolution is a drafted plan of services for a property being considered as part of the proposed annexation of the same property. The plan of services outlines how infrastructure will need to be provided to serve the property of over 300 acres. The property is non-contiguous to city limits, but it is within the southern portion of the Franklin urban growth boundary. The property includes one parcel and lies within the SW1 basin as defined in the City of Franklin Sanitary Sewer Basin Study. This basin is identified as a midterm annexation capability area due to the developable acreage being severely limited and the area's ability to be served by water and sewer. Water availability would be provided by HB&TS. The draft plan of services details no major concerns in providing infrastructure and services to the property. No additional personnel or equipment would be necessary for fire, police, or sanitation. Staff recommends approval of Resolution 2025-24 as did Planning Commission. Happy to answer any questions.
So I'm going to call off the first group of speakers. That would be Gene Lovell, Angela Lovell, Steve Burbank, Bill Petty, Vicki Kaysen, Penny Cromwell, Allison Peeler, and Emily Peeler. "90 seconds. 90 seconds.
My name's Gene Lovell, and I live on Hillview Lane. I want to start off by thanking you guys. This has been a long process. You know, it's been almost 2 years, and I feel like I know every one of you. But y'all have been kind enough to meet with us individually and as groups. And so just speaking for myself, but certainly probably for the neighbors, you know, we feel like you really listened to us and you heard us, and I'm grateful for that. You know, my thoughts after the working session tonight and then now is that, you know, it still feels like a square peg in a round hole. I mean, it just does. And you have this, what we're talking about tonight, this non-contiguous annexation, but without any infrastructure. And I think it's great for churches. I'm not so sure it's a good idea for a cow farm at the end of a, you know, country road on a cul-de-sac, you know, where there is nothing, there's not even a road that goes by it, that everything has to be recreated. And, you know, tonight it's already mentioned, I think, by one of the presenters that already approved are over 1,000 living units, either own or with access to Columbia Avenue, that are already approved. And so the additional pressure that brings to that whole corridor and the south end of the county And I think just speaking for the group and myself, certainly, our last request is always the same request, Help us save Hillview Lane as it currently is. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Angie Lovell. I have my little graphic that I passed out to y'all again. And I just want to thank you. Sitting here after all these meetings, it's just very clear to me how hard your jobs are. And I'm grateful that you're doing it and that you're being careful and thoughtful. My issue is very logical. It's about logistics of Hillview Lane. It's such a curvy road. There's so many twists and turns. There's S-curves. There's so many blind spots. And widening that is not going to change that. So adding all those homes, if the Harlan residents end up having access to that road, it's just going to be dangerous unless you straightened it somehow. And I hope you don't do that. And so I looked at the August 1 memo regarding this subdivision, and it stated to us the only solution is to have emergency-only access. And although the staff recommends against that, that memo said that it is possible. So I hope if things go forward that you will allow emergency access only. Thank you.
Mayor and Alderman, my name is Steve Burbank. I'm a 10-year resident of Franklin, Tennessee, 109 Sontag Drive. My family and I also work here in Franklin. Thank you for your service and your work on behalf of increasing the infrastructure of our city to make it a growing and thriving community. I'm really before you tonight to highlight the infrastructure directly impacted by the proposed development, which I believe requires increased and focused efforts. On Friday, December 20th, 1985, the first section of Mack Hatcher from Columbia Avenue to Murfreesboro Road was open to the public. For the past 40 years, this road has faithfully served our community, diverting traffic away from our downtown. Today, however, this small two-lane section of road is nearly at a breaking point, resulting in essentially damages, personally as well as to our emergency personnel. So I come to you tonight to ask you to consider. I know Mack Hatcher is a state road. I realize that. You all have influence. You all have persuasion. And I had asked you as a citizen to take your focus on that road. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Penny Cromwell. I live at 1602 Shadow Green in the townhomes off of Columbia. My main concern with the Harlan PUD development is the traffic on Columbia Avenue. My concerns, having served over a decade in the military and having moved to the beautiful city of Franklin 4 years ago, my commute when I first got here was 12 minutes to work, to 6700 Tower Circle from where I live. Now it is 27 minutes on a good day. Sometimes it's 40 minutes, and that's a lot for me. So if I don't leave by 7:30, I don't get to work for a long time. My concern is with Columbia Avenue, we already have to have the police patrol and direct traffic for the funeral home that's on there, as well as the church that's on there, and you can be sitting in traffic for an hour. And also all the big trucks that go along the roads for all the development that's happening. So my concerns are that once traffic goes up, the potential for accidents goes up, the potential for opportunistic crime in the area increases, the more high-density personnel are in the area. And my question is the widening of Columbia Avenue project, is that wholly entirely separate than the project for the Harlan PUD? And will it happen regardless of the Harlan PUD? Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Allison Peeler. Thank you so much for letting us speak tonight. I really appreciate it. I live at 1399 Coleman Road, which is pretty much kind of catty-corner to where the developers are proposing they have the construction interests come in and out. I'm a fourth-generation Williamson County resident. I have lived here in Franklin my entire life, so I have really seen the growth and development and changes that have been made throughout Williamson County and Franklin. I oppose the Harlan project as is for several reasons. One thing that was mentioned At a previous meeting, so traffic, Boyle has acknowledged already that backup on Coleman Road is already very significant, but the current plan doesn't propose that we make any changes to improve Coleman Road until they have already developed and built houses. I personally have been almost in several traffic accidents on Coleman Road, and my concern with having construction trucks come in up and down Coleman Road is it's a windy road. My home sits on a blind spot, and I am concerned about my safety, and I'm concerned about the traffic that's going to develop on that road. Coleman is currently rated F in as far as safety ratings on roads, and I think it's, like you said, Alderman Brown, I think it's premature to consider even starting construction or even considering a development without considering improvements.
If you'll finish up, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Emily Peeler. I'm also on Coleman Road. I just want to thank Alderman Brown for responding to my thoughtful email regarding the development, and I appreciate kind of what my fellow concerned citizens have said regarding the tree tunnel, the wildlife, et cetera, on Hillview Lane. I'm here to point out what I think most of us would consider the two largest issues, one being safety. Coleman Road's a long-standing road that Boyle and Belash himself has already told us that it was graded as an F, the worst according to your own traffic engineers. He and his company have offered zero ideas for the improvement, only the promise of an additional 250 to 400 plus cars per day driving down a road that the county, not just me, a concerned citizen, has seen as less than safe. We've already personally witnessed fatalities, and what do we need to do to bring safety to the forefront of this discussion? Also, as noted at previous Boyle discussions, the only way to widen a county road is to take our land via eminent domain, and I really just don't think that's what your constituents have voted for. 2 traffic lights, or the idea that a double roundabout, peanut-shaped whatever, that's not going to help. It's only going to increase the traffic load on Columbia Avenue at the Coleman and Henpeck intersections. We need to honor the 5-acre density as voted on and not make exceptions for developers. The next being the load on the infrastructure. Williamson County prides itself on its public schools, and not enough is being done to address what is beginning to be a crowded district. We have teachers in attendance tonight who can confirm this from the front lines. Please do the right thing for all of us and don't act in favor of the special interests of one developer. Thank you.
Good evening.
No,
My name
thank
is.
you on the clapping, please. Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Vicki Kaysen. I came to Tennessee in 2000 with Dollar General Corporation. I moved to Franklin in 2006 because I loved Franklin. I researched this area a lot before I moved here. This is not the same Franklin that I moved to, and I'm pretty sad about it. The infrastructure and everything is not set up for what's going on. Okay, when Carruthers, back in 2021, when Carruthers started exploding over there with a lot of construction, a lot of animals that didn't belong in subdivisions ended up there, and ultimately they ended up dead. So I was very sad about that. I even called the city. We had a sick coyote sitting in the backyard in a neighborhood in Liberty Hills, and the city was not equipped to come pick him up. So he sat and sat until he left, and we had to remove the pets and the kids from the neighborhood. That was one example. Spent thousands of dollars for animals that came off of Carruthers into the neighborhood and lodged under our house. We spent several thousand to have those removed. Then we were told they would have to be put down. So they were killed. There's a lady here tonight that owns property on Hillview Lane. I've helped her for years with her pets, and I will sit out on her property. I see wild turkey, I see deer, I've seen a bobcat, see all sorts of birds, raccoons, everything. All that is going to be destroyed if you start messing with that area. So ask the developer specifically to take a look at that, see if you want to kill a lot of animals. Thank you.
Mr. Petty.
Hi, I'm up again. I'm Bill Petty. I am Commissioner of District 10 here in Williamson County, and I appreciate the work that you do. I appreciate the decisions you have to make. Being a politician myself, I never thought I'd ever be one. I kind of pinched myself. But I know it's difficult. You have to make tough decisions. And for me, this is not that difficult of a decision. I think we're kind of at a tipping point in our county right now. We have a wonderful county. We've made good decisions for many years, in many ways, but our infrastructure is not keeping up. That's clear. I mean, everybody knows that. I was on Murfreesboro Road by Mac Hatcher today, coming out of town, and it was just absolutely about 5 o'clock. It was absolutely gridlocked. I mean, I'm telling you, I wanted to go over to Poplar Farms because at Poplar Farms, they promised that they weren't going to build it until 2026. They've already built, and they haven't done anything that I'm aware of with Market Street that needs to be done. That's my so, you know, we got to do the things we say we're going to do, and that just didn't get done. And I'm not blaming you folks for that, but that's just how things happen. And I think right now we've got enough traffic in this county. In 1990, Franklin was 20,000 people. We're at 90,000 people now. In 2015, we were at 72,000, so we grew 24% in the last 10 years. We can't sustain that. We can't keep doing that. There has to come a point where we say, you know, we got to cut back a little bit. And that's my position. I love this county. I love the open areas. I love the charm of it, but we don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose that quality of life because it's so special. And I think that we're at a point where we have to start making some decisions not to go ahead with some of these things. And that's my position. Thank you very much.
I would ask you not to clap. Next is,
Thank my county commissioner for making such a statement.
you can thank him afterwards, sir.
Thank you.
So,
You're my commissioner, thank you very much.
Lindsay Bullock, Mark Mendolia, Fred Arnold, Kelly Hare, Blair Garner, Susan Nielsen.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Bullock, and I live at 404 McKenzie Way in the Sullivan Farms subdivision. I didn't plan on what I wanted to say, just you guys have heard from many people. Hopefully you've been listening. Too much traffic, not enough infrastructure. Doesn't seem like anybody is for this development, and I'm hoping that I've heard that the development is going to help pay for roads. That's what I've heard you guys say. Is there any other way to pay for the roads? Like, is there any other way? It sounds like Columbia's already funded. Mac Hatcher's on the schedule. Can we get our roads and not get extra development? That is obviously destroying a lot of beautiful land and causing more traffic. So I'm hoping that we can find a way forward to give us the roads that we need without adding this development. Thank you.
Good evening, Mark Mendolia, 448 McKenzie Way. Last time I was here, what I had asked you to do was to look at the data, to listen to your constituents, and to have patience and see what came about it. First, I'd love to know if the data's been released. Mr. Brown, you're in the data business. Has the data come back from the large survey, and what does it say? Do the constituents say that they want more housing and they want it right now? Because if they don't, then what are we doing here? Second, I asked you to listen to your constituents. The most recent social post went out from a real estate agent, Lovely Franklin, and they showed Lovely Harlan and how it was going to come to life. The only person that was an advocate in the 98 comments before I walked in was an individual, they'll go unnamed, but that individual's top friends are two Harlans and members of this dais. And then finally, we asked you to just feel. And what I felt tonight was a county commission that says, we're not ready to take it up yet. And Mr. Brown, last time, you made a really thoughtful and a really passionate argument that if we didn't do it, it was scheduled and it was, you know, the way that I understood it, I'm not putting words in your mouth, was that it was, the county's gonna go ahead with it. And what I just heard from the county was, that's not in our plan. And so what I would ask you to feel right now is that it's not ready yet. And so until it's ready, until we look at the data, until your constituents start to say it's time for more housing, let's just take that breath that I asked you to take last time. Thank you much.
Fred Arnold, 118 Spring Cabin Lane in Moore's Landing. I've lived in Williamson County for 50 years, since I got out of the Navy. I worked in this area most of those years. I have seen this area go from almost idyllic country to a traffic jam for hours and hours. I've heard that we're going to have 4 lanes on Columbia Pike for 20 years at least, 25 years, maybe longer. I drive in this area virtually every day in this county, and all I've heard is, well, it's going to be fine. It's just the developer's going to take care of it. No, the developer's not going to take care of it. Guess who's taking care of it? Our wallets. And, you know, anybody that lives around here and drives on this road of McHatcher and Columbia Pike knows you come around that over that railroad bridge, you can't see anything. My wife had to get a signal light moved across the road so that the solar energy could hit the signal light, tell people that there was Henpeck Lane down there. Because you come flying over that hill, you're on it, you're at Henpeck Lane. You can't stop. I pull a camper trailer sometimes when I get time, and you can't stop there unless you know about it. 100 yards up is Coleman Road, over a hill, on a curve. And they're talking about putting 750 houses on Coleman Road? Come on, people, where are we going to drive to? They're going to drive there and not going to be able to get home, or get home and not be able to go to work. It's crazy. It's crazy. Mr. Arnold. That's it.
Good evening, Blair Garner, 1159 Hillview Lane. Like everybody else here tonight, I'm here to ask you guys to vote against this Harlan development. It comes down to 2 critical issues. It's the wrong location and the wrong time for this development. Harlan Farm is not located on a major thoroughfare. It's accessed by 2 small country roads. Those roads are critical to the character of this area and should be preserved. Once they're gone, they're gone. We can't get them back. Tonight, or most recently, the presentation from Boyle talks about, quote unquote, preserving Hillview Lane with a pave in place. Well, if anybody goes out there with a tape measure, you're going to notice that there's quite a few spots on Hillview Lane that are not 26 feet wide. To get there to pave, quote unquote, pave in place, they're going to be cutting down trees. And yes, I got it. They're protecting theoretically by making the tunnel a walking trail, whatever. But the rest of the Hillview Lane is also a tree canopied road, and they're going to be just clear cutting that road. We should be protecting it. Otherwise, in infrastructure, everybody's been beating that horse all night long. I'm not going to go into more. We all know it's 10 years out before there's going to be infrastructure to support this. We shouldn't be getting another 250 homes, a hotel, and retail that's going to crush South Franklin's roads even more. Current residents of Franklin should come before profit. Sum it up, wrong location, wrong time. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Kelly Hare, 1713 Shadow Green Drive. I moved here because my daughter decided to go to Belmont. I came here when she had my first grandbaby, and I fell in love. After living somewhere else for 20 plus years, I fell in love with people, the community, and what I saw around me. Since I've moved here, it has changed dramatically. All your beautiful farms, your beautiful property, they're disappearing on you guys. And if you don't do something quick, this town's going to be gone. What you knew is no longer going to be here. I wanted to address something that one of the aldermen said, and thank you. Balancing preservation with progress. This development is not doing that. You are tearing down history. Your constituents do not want it. You're putting people in danger with these roads development, the Coleman Road, and then destroying Hillview Road. I don't know how they can build and keep that road intact. The other day we were walking and two of my friends saw bald eagles on Hillview Road. One was trapped in a fence trying to break free. We were about to call Animal Wildlife. It finally did. It tore itself out. But obviously, you've got bald eagles on those properties. That's a federally protected animal. Wildlife needs to be called in. The inconsistencies from the builder with their ever-changing plans. They just can't make up their minds. And they show us beautiful pictures. But pictures aren't going to be what's actually happening. We need to look beyond the beautiful presentation and what this is actually going to do. You have safety issues, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Susan Nielsen, 259 Stonehaven Circle in Sullivan Farms. My concerns are the impact on Coleman Road, a road that's not designed for this buildup. First of all, the use that's already been brought up, that if there's 250 homes approximately, that's even with one vehicle per family, that's 500 trips per day, and realistically along Coleman Road, realistically more like 1,000, 2,000 trips per day if you consider multiple cars per household. And with that is wear and tear and potholes and more need for repair, which will happen a whole lot more if we've got 1,000, 2,000 times the use. And the road itself, it's a 2-lane road with minimal shoulder, ditches and drop-offs, hills and blind drives for the majority of the 4-mile Coleman itself. Imagine increased delivery trucks, school buses, fire trucks, just being able to maneuver in that, the way the road is itself. And the drivers too, coming in and out of the neighborhood, realistically, drivers tend to be distracted, young, inexperienced, rushed, frustrated, tired.
You'll finish up, please.
Okay. And with that, we need to consider that will be more accidents, some fender benders, but some serious and even fatal. So thank you for those concerns.
Okay, I've got Mr. Dodson and Janet Curtis and Emily McGidd, and then the applicants.
Thank you, Mayor. Rob Dodson, 1178 Hillview Lane. I feel kind of odd making a position when we're told they're going to defer the vote, but there's been no vote to defer the vote, and I don't know what's about to happen. I guess that's what's going to happen. But what I did want to share with you what I've learned at the neighborhood meeting that Boyle put on, that their intention is to put a emergency-only gate at Incinerator Road on the other side of the property, because they've already got access to Incinerator Road, which that's the first time we've heard that was last week. They're going to do emergency access on Incinerator Road. And they've got access or plan to have access to Coleman Road. And the real issue for Hillview Lane residents such as myself is why do they have to destroy our road, to widen our road, to cut our trees down, to remove our access to the front end of Hillview Lane, take all of that from us and the citizens of Franklin, ruin this heritage road, put in a little strip of Mac Hatcher for their own benefit when it's not necessary. All of Hillview Lane can be preserved and kept just as it is, and they can do their development, if the county allows it, without disturbing Hillview Lane by simply putting the same emergency gate on Hillview Lane that they're already saying they're going to do on Incinerator Road. And that solves their problem with Hillview Lane. You don't have to pave, you don't have to restripe, you don't have to cut our trees down, you don't have to ruin our lane, our heritage road, Franklin's heritage road. I'm finishing up by saying this. Your constituents don't want this, and I hope you hear that.
Janet Curtis, North Chapel Road, Franklin. My concerns with the roads and everything are the same as everybody else's. However, I'm coming from a different perspective. The thing that's happening in this area, and this is what I hear from everybody, is, oh, we need affordable, we need workforce affordable housing. And at the presentation last week, Boyle said, you know, oh, we're going to have different size houses, we're going to have different price points, we're going to have this and that. Workforce affordable housing, the income level for HUD is $119,000 a year. That means you can't make more than $170,000 or less than $90,000 a year. There is no way they are going to be able to afford these houses. So the thing of it is that cutting down traffic and moving traffic and thinking that you're not going to be adding traffic, people are still going to move out of the area and come to Franklin to work because they can't afford to live here. And that's the bottom line. Yes, the county needs to fix Coleman Road. That's not anybody doubting that. But the thing of it is, you're having people that are still going to be coming into this county to work. You're not eliminating it. You're not doing workforce housing. And that is doing damage to the community. You need to work on the infrastructure of the roads. You need to, if you want workforce affordable housing, you're going to need to figure another way to get it. But you need to work
up,
on
please,
the roads. Thank you.
Emily McGidd, 1208 Hillview Lane. Thank you, Mayor Moore and Alderman. Why destroy an incredible work of nature when you have other means to avoid it? You can't take away the history or the designated heritage road acclaim, but you can alter the nature of the lane forever and significantly increase the amount of traffic entering Columbia Avenue and McHatcher. No matter how the developers paint pretty pictures about unobtrusive sidewalks and walking paths, the reality is a destroyed work of nature and a road that will not sustain the traffic count. Hillview Lane is an oasis in the city, not a private driveway for a private development. I'm asking the BOMA board to exclude Hillview Lane, except for an emergency exit, from developers' plans, or at least defer items 13 through 19 for a month in order to ascertain what Boyle's intentions are, as they have presented confusing, conflicting, and deceptive information, and we need time to straighten out the reality. Hillview Lane is a treasured gift of nature. Sometimes nature triumphs greed. I'm hoping that this BOMA board, in its wisdom, consideration, and fairness, will make the final decision to save this one-of-a-kind road so others may enjoy it in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for not clapping. Did we miss anybody that wanted to make a public comment? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing, and I would entertain a motion. Alderman Brown.
Move to defer. Second.
Give me a specific date.
Well, the only thing that confused me was Commissioner Petty's comment about the quick turnaround on that,
I suggest go ahead and defer to the 26th.
Okay.
And, 23rd, and then we can change that based on the county commission. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I messed up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all were over there asleep.
Just real quick. My client's fine with the deferral tonight, understanding the conversation and what's taking place. We believe that the September meeting is going to be too early. It's too aggressive for us. We have a lot of conversations that need to be had, and we don't know what Highway Commission agenda we're going to be able to get on. So maybe the earliest would be October. agenda, I think that's probably the soonest that we would be able to get on the agenda. And if in September, we don't know if we're going to be on the October agenda, we'll come back and ask for that to be pushed again, maybe to the November. We just don't know yet. There's not enough information for us to be able to tell you date specific, but we would feel more comfortable with the October date than the September date.
So,
But, no, I think we're good. Commissioner, thank you.
October for the county commission meeting, not October for the BOMA meeting.
So we're
Thank you.
in November.
Yeah, point of orders.
go ahead.
Just for a clarification, Eric, Eric, quick question. The next meeting that I'm saying or the first meeting in November would be November the 11th? Okay, and so we would defer until November the 11th?
Yep, so move to defer, Mayor, to November 11th.
Seconded by Alderman Caesar. Thank you.
I do have a question. So I guess there's a lot of dates just thrown out. I don't know if y'all, but we went from September the 23rd to November the 11th. I just want to understand kind of how that, I understand, but.
County Commission meets monthly, right? And so this is how you're syncing up with that. There's the September 9th or 8th meeting, and there's an October 13th meeting. And so the thought is it follows the pattern of Highway Commission acts, County Commission acts, and then you can take actions related to the proposed annexation, zoning, and development plan. So that it's just, it's a best estimate of when that action can take place. I think that's how we end up, and we've only got ourselves. Normally we meet twice a month, but in October we only meet once because we have a municipal election on the 28th. So that's kind of how that falls out. If you're thinking there's an October Board of Commissioners meeting that would address this potentially, yeah, your November 11th meeting is your next best option.
So appropriate motion, second by Alderman Caesar. You're recognized, Alderman Caesar.
And I suppose this is all assuming that the county commission, somebody decides to carry it forward and put it on their agenda, right? And it may take time to get it on the agenda, and yeah. So I'd rather communicate to the people and give the applicant time to do their due diligence to help us make decisions that we can actually act on. And that's the reason for my second of Alderman Brown's motion, and the reason that I'll be supporting that deferral.
Alderman Baggett.
Comment I would make is, I don't want this going on until November the 11th if the county commission doesn't take it up, and this just to linger out there. So I would expect that the applicant and/or staff would report back, and we would either vote to remove this from the November 11th, maybe at an earlier meeting if they don't take it up. It doesn't need to just be hanging out there.
Your applicant would need to probably withdraw, right? I mean, what?
Or
once we defer, we defer. I don't know how we bring it up.
yeah,
Move it up, you know?
Is there an earlier one we could defer to and then do it again?
And just because they don't get in the September commission meeting doesn't mean that they can't keep trying. It just means that by November 11th, we need to kind of know how we're going to act. But they may try to get it on, instead of September, get it on in October. Or the county commission could defer it, and then we still got to get to county, or the county highway commission could defer it, and then you got to get back to commission at some point.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, ready to vote?
Yes,
Which
sir.
the motion is
So now
deferred to November the 11th, 2025.
What are we
Alderman
voting
Peterson.
on?
Deferred to November the 11th,
No, I meant, are we voting
2025,
on?
item number 13, which is the
Okay, number 13.
plan of services.
Okay.
Got it? Alderman Barnhill.
Got it. Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Got it, yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Now that has, we have moved beyond agenda item number 13, and we know that we now have until, before it will come back before this board, until November the 11th. Eric, I would circle back with what was discussed earlier in work session. There was a discussion regarding an additional traffic study to be done. And it would appear that we now have additional time in which for a new or updated traffic study to be done.
So are you referring to a traffic study that would reflect the Hillview Lane emergency access only concept? Is that what you're asking for, or what? There's been a number of discussions around modifying the traffic study.
Yes.
Related to units, related to other things, but is that what you're asking for?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the details that Paul presented from earlier. He'll have those notes.
We move on to item 14. This is a public hearing, consideration resolution 2020-25, a resolution to annex one property consisting of 311.21 acres located west of Hillview Lane, north of Coleman Road at 1247 Hillview Lane, and not adjoining the city limits within the southern part of the Franklin urban growth boundary. I'm going to ask Joey, I think we'll just see if there's a motion.
Move to defer
Just
to
to-
11th.
Hearing.
Just have to hold
Public
on.
hearing,
I'm
though.
sorry.
Does anyone want to speak? Yeah, I'm getting kind of punch drunk too. Does anyone want to speak to this body on this item? If not, I'm going to close the public hearing, and now I'll entertain a motion, and thanks for helping me.
Yes. Move to defer to November 11th.
Second.
Broken motion, second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 15, this is a public hearing, consideration ordinance 2025-06, and ordinance to zone 311.21 acres to Plan PD District and Hillside Hillcrest Overlay District for the property located west of Hillview Lane, north of Coleman Road, 1247 Hillview Lane. Is there anyone who wants to speak to this body? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. Entertain a motion.
Move to defer to November 11th.
Thank you. And seconded by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 16, this is a public hearing, consideration resolution 2025-26, resolution approving a development plan for Harlan PUD subdivision with 15 modifications of development standards, parking, glazing, open space for property located west of Hillview Lane, north of Coleman Road. Does anyone want to speak to this body? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. Entertain a motion.
No more, I move to defer until November the 11th.
Appropriate motion. Is there a
Second.
second? Second by Alderman Caesar. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 17 is City of Franklin contract number 2025-0158 with Bull Nashville LLC for a road impact fee offset agreement for an amount not to exceed $4,647,999. Is there a motion to defer?
Move to defer to November 11th.
Second.
Appropriate motion, second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 18 is City of Franklin contract number 2025-1110 with Boyle Investment for Parkland Impact Fee and construction agreement for Harlan PUD subdivision. Is there a motion?
No more, I move to defer till November 11th.
Appropriate motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to new business. Consideration ordinance 2025-22, an ordinance to rezone 27.19 acres, Plan PD District to Plan I'm not going to read all those numbers. For the property located south of McEwen Drive, west of Carruthers Parkway, RMPUD subdivision, establish a public hearing for September the 9th, 2025. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
I'm not sure who had the motion.
C and I.
Alderman
Randy
Berger, and
second.
who had the second?
Randy.
Alderman Blanton.
Or C.
Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 21 is ordinance 2025-20, an ordinance to rezone 103.93 acres from Plan PD district to another Plan PD district for the property located at the southeast corner of East McEwen Drive and Carruthers Parkway, the Ovation PUD subdivision. Establish a public hearing for September the 9th, 2025.
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion by Alderman Berger, second by Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to item 22, which is consideration of an ordinance to amend Appendix A of the Franklin Municipal Code Comprehensive Fees and Penalties, Chapter 3 Municipal Court by increasing the state treasurer fee for training and continuing education from $1
Yes.
to $2. Is there a
Motion approved.
Second.
Second by Alderman Peterson. That dollar goes to help train our folks.
That's right.
Let's vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 23 is ordinance 2025-28 to amend the budget of the city of Franklin for fiscal year 2025-26. Establish a public hearing for August 26, 2025. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Thank you, Alderman Baggett, second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 24 is consideration resolution 2025-60, a resolution authorizing the city of Franklin to join the state of Tennessee and other local governments amending the Tennessee State Subdivision Opioid Abatement Agreement and approving the related settlement agreements. Is there- Thank you, Alderman Blanton. Second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 28 is Amendment 1 to the City of Franklin Contract 2024-0331 with a professional services agreement with Windrow Phillips Group to provide lobbying and advisory services. Is there a motion?
I move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Is there a
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Let's start from the bottom of the list. Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
And Alderman Barnhill.
I like bottom of the list, Mayor.
You like starting, like the last one to vote? Like that? Good.
Sound to clean up.
Clean up. Okay, item number 26 is City of Franklin contract number 2025-0236 with Franktown Open Hearts for reimbursement agreement in the amount not to exceed $450,000. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Thank you, Alderman Baggett.
Second.
Second by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Alderman Baggett, how do you vote?
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Abstain.
And Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Passes 7-1. 27 is consideration of Amendment 1, City of Franklin Contract 2025-0166 with Gresham Smith for sanitary sewer relocation for the TDOT project Franklin Road Bridge replacement over the Harpeth River for an amount of $53,000 reimbursable by TDOT. Is there a motion?
Move to approve and give.
You're okay on this.
Oh, this one's,
It's,
oh, number 30. Okay, sorry.
number 30.
All right, move to approve.
Second.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Caesar, for the second. Any discussion? Alderman Baggett, how do you vote? Alderman Potts, Vice Mayor Potts?
Yes.
Alderman Brown?
Yes.
Alderman Berger?
Yes.
Alderman Peterson?
Yes.
Alderman Caesar?
Yes.
Alderman Blanton?
Yes.
Cleanup hitter Barnhill?
Yes.
Thank you. Passes unanimously. Item number 28 is City of Franklin contract number 2025-0265, TDOT utility estimate spreadsheet with TDOT and Gresham Smith for water line relocation with the Franklin Road Bridge replacement over the Harpeth River. Is there a motion?
I move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Is there a second?
Second. Go ahead.
Second by
Whoever,
Alderman
pick one.
Berger.
Sure.
Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 29 is City of Franklin Contract 2025-0266 with Gresham Smith for memorandum of understanding as far as Franklin Road Bridge replacement over the Harpeth River. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Alderman
Second.
Blanton. Second by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Wake up.
Is this not the one we're deferring?
We're on 29.
Okay, thank you.
We're not deferring anything.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
We're giving you
Alderman
authority.
Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Now, this is the one that, item number, City of Franklin Contract 2025-0268, TDOT Utility Estimate Spreadsheet with TDOT and Gresham Smith for sanitary sewer relocation with the Franklin Road Bridge replacement over the Harpeth River project. I would ask that as you make that motion, that you add into that motion that final approval would be based on the city attorney and the city administrator signing off on it.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett. Passes
Yes.
unanimously. Next is consideration of appointment to Tina Jones to the Civil War Historical Commission.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Yeah,
Oh,
girl,
there
you
she
got-
is.
Motion to approve.
I would have moved that one up too. I didn't know. Sorry.
You just needed to be asked.
You can write a history of this.
I gave a motion, somebody seconded. No. Thank you.
Okay, so let's vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Everybody say thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
Item 32 is reappointment of Jeffrey Caruth to the Franklin Housing Commission. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Appropriate motion, second. Any discussion? Let's vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Next is appointment of, we've already done 33. 34 is reappointment of Justin Foster to the Williamson County Convention and Visitor Bureau. Is
So
there-
moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Second by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 35 is reappointment of Vice Mayor Potts to the Franklin Housing Commission. That should be controversial.
I think we can defer it till November.
Sort of a shady character, but I'll move for approval
I'll second.
with reservation.
With reservation.
Tough
All,
Mayor,
yes.
we do have some maybe deferrals.
No, there. We missed it. Motion to reconsider?
Alderman Barnhill, how do you vote?
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts. Yeah.
Is that voting for
Alderman
himself?
Baggett.
Yes.
Okay, passes unanimously. I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Thank you. Second by the Vice Mayor. All in favor, say aye.
They could have told us that.
Oh, man.
Just so I could hear your votes.
Are there any matters to be considered from executive session?
Yes, Mayor.
Alderman Brown.
I move to reject the demand made upon the city by Mrs. Aqualia Stevenson.
Second.
Appropriate motion second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Are there any other matters to consider from executive session? You're recognized, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, in the case of Brown versus Line to Line LLC and the City of Franklin, docket number 23-CV-238, I move to authorize settlement of the claims against the city in the amount of $10,000. If the offer is accepted, the city administrator and city attorney or their designees are authorized to execute all necessary documents to close the matter, sir.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Caesar.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Are there any other matters to consider before the board tonight? If not, I'll
No, sir.
entertain a motion. Thank you,
So
Alderman Blanton. Any- All in favor, say aye. Aye. We're adjourned.